Hi guys, so we're back to Go Math and we're going to start lesson 12.3. So chapter 12, lesson 3, customary units of weight. And your essential question for this lesson is how can you use models to compare customary units of weight? So it's going to kind of get into just the vocabulary of what it means to weigh something. So our two vocabulary words here and unlock the problem, ounces and pounds. These are customary units of weight. And then it says, how does the size of a pound compare to the size of an ounce? So this is the part I'm like, I'm not exactly fired up about this comparison, but you're going to get the hang of it with no problem. So it says the number line below shows the relationship between pounds and ounces. It gives you a number line here, and it goes from 0 pounds to 1 pound. And in between here, we're going to count all the way to 16. So the conversion here that you need to know, I'm going to get the whole problem in here and do a little snipping. So the conversion you need to know here is that 16 ounces equals a pound. That is the most important one for the moment. So 16 ounces equals 1 pound. Now, if you get tired of writing ounces out, ounces is abbreviated OZ. So I'm going to use a couple different colors here. It says use a colored pencil to shade 1 pound on the number line. So let's go ahead and go with blue. And how about we make it a little fancy and increase our thickness here. So 1 pound is the entire number line from 0 to 1. That is a pound. Think a pound of butter. Oftentimes meat is sold by the pound. Fruit and vegetables are sold by the pound. Things like that. Anything you'd put on a scale or have weighed at a grocery store is going to be measured in ounces and pounds. All right. The next part, step 2, says use a different color pencil to shade 1 ounce on the number line. So 1 ounce is from 0. Oh, I don't want blue for this. It's going to go from 0 to 1. And that is it. I know I was talking to a couple groups today saying that if you've ever had a new baby in your house, everybody asks how much did the baby weigh when it was born, and you always give it in pounds and ounces. 7 pounds, 2 ounces, 8 pounds, 5 ounces. And that would be this exact unit of measure here. All right, so I'm going to switch back to black here, and I'm going to scroll up a little bit on my page. It says compare the size of 1 pound to the size of 1 ounce. So here's what you're going to need to get the hang of here. You need 16 ounces to make 1 pound. So 1 pound is 16 times as heavy as 1 ounce. So it's just trying to get you to think about these two new ways to measure things. Ounces are small, pounds are much larger. You would weigh, let's say, your cell phone. My cell phone is 5 ounces. My iPad is 10 ounces. My laptop is 2 pounds. So you can kind of think about the size of a phone to a tablet to a laptop. That kind of gives you a little frame of reference there. Math talk here, which is greater, 9 pounds or 9 ounces? Well, you tell me if this is a pound, 9 of these versus 9 right here. I think that's a pretty easy one. So I'm going to just zoom out a little bit, close this window. The mathematical practice down here says, explain how the number line helped you to compare the size units. Well, you saw it when it was all the way to the 16 up to where on pounds where it says 1 here, but it filled the entire row of ounces to 16, where 1 ounce is way over here. So clearly ounces are smaller than pounds. And the number line is a good way to show that. All right. I actually like this example much better. It gives you a nice table that you're going to want to visit again, especially when it comes to measuring weight in ounces and pounds. So it says Nancy needs 5 pounds of flour to bake pies for a festival. She has 90 ounces of flour. How can she determine if she has enough flour to bake pies? So she needs 5 pounds and she has 90 ounces of flour. So we have to tell her how many pounds is 90 ounces. And they give you this nice little table here, and they did the first one for you. They said 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces, which is exactly what you did on the previous page. And let me zoom out a little bit and close that. All right, here we go. So this is literally 1 times 16. Oh, too thick, too thick. So 1 times 16 equals 16. And they have it nicely here in blue for you. So this is going to be 2 pounds times 16 to get ounces. 3 times 16 to get the ounces. This one's 48. 4 times 16. We're going to do that one on the side here. 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 64. And 5 times 16, I believe is going to be 80, but let's make sure. So this is 0, carry a 3, 5 times 5 plus 3 is 80. So the last two here are going to be 64 and 80. Don't get lazy, do your scratch work. So it says she has 90 ounces of flour. So if she has 90 ounces of flour, and we found out that 5 pounds equals 80 ounces, well then she does have enough because she has more than what she needs. I had to think about it for a second. All right, let me scroll up here and we'll take a look at the comparison down here at the bottom. So 90 ounces. And now again, just like similar pages, you can't compare ounces and pounds like this. You would need to make this 5 pounds into its ounces. So when we did 5 times 16 here, we got 80 ounces. That's a Z. And this was already 90 ounces. So we know that 90 is greater than 80. So she needs 80 ounces to make the pies. She has 90 ounces. So she will be just fine. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me, goodness. Oh, my allergies are killing me right now. All right, so let me go ahead and close this out. Like I said, this table here before I leave, this is a good table to remember because when you come back, you don't have to redo your math again up to 5 times 16. All right, so, it's the very bottom. All right. All right, it says Nancy has 90 ounces of flour. She needs 5 pounds of flour. 90 ounces is more than 5 pounds. So Nancy has enough flour to make the pies. And now we have try this. There are 2,000 pounds in a ton. This is the only other conversion you need for customary units for weight. 2,000 pounds equals 1 ton. So if you have 1 ton, you have 2,000 pounds. If you have 2 tons, you have 4,000 pounds. So 2,000 plus 2,000 is 4,000. Or 2 times 2 is 4,000. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2,000 is 4,000. So 3 times 2,000 is 6,000. 1 ton is 2,000 times as heavy as 1 pound. And that is the end of the page. Oh, let me close this out. I'll shrink this down, and I'm going to start another video to do the actual work here so that my videos aren't too long. All right, guys, I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.